How in the world did I not see this coming? I mean, why couldn't I catch the signs? How in the world did it slip by me this way? Or maybe I'm not pretty enough. Maybe I've gained too much weight. Maybe I'm too skinny. What if I nagged too much? Like, what did I do wrong? What is wrong with me? Ladies, if you're asking yourselves these questions or these thoughts are going through your mind, it's normal. Actually, it's very normal to feel these things and to think these things after D-Day, the day that we find out that our husband has had an affair. This is normal. All of us go through it. But I want to discuss this with you today because if we don't get past this and we don't process these things, we're going to get stuck in betrayal trauma. And that's not what I want for you. Hey ladies, it's Lisa Limehouse joining you once again. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the day you find out and all of the thoughts, all the things that are inundating your mind. And it's literally an internalization that happens. We go inward and we try to find out, what did I do wrong? Why couldn't I figure this out? How did I get blindsided this way, right? It's normal for women to think these things. This is a normal thing because as women, we have a tendency to internalize, to start to look within, because we want to assess ourselves. We want to figure out, was it me? Somehow, some way, was it me? But I want to help you with this today, ladies, because I want you to get unstuck from this. Because I'll tell you, that's where I went as soon as I found out. I can remember it again like it was yesterday. And that's the first thing I did. Like, how in the world did I miss it? Lisa, how could you miss this? Were the signs not there? Then I went down the rabbit hole of, well, I've gained some weight. I'm not pretty enough. When did I notice that he started changing? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can backdate it. Oh yeah, it's when I changed my hair color. The list goes on. I did this. I did the exact same thing. And it's called internalization. And it can cause us to get stuck. It's actually a mistake that we can make right after D-Day, and that's what I'll call it. That's the discovery day, when we find out that our husbands had an affair or our boyfriend had an affair. This is normal, but I want you to understand something. It is not you, all right? And I'm going to say it again and again and again. This is not your fault, beautiful lady. It's not something that you did. It is not the weight you might have gained or lost. It is not that you are ugly and unattractive anymore. It is not that you nagged too much. It is not that you spent too much money. It's none of those things. And it's not your fault that you didn't see it coming. I will tell you that the betrayer gets very good at hiding what they're doing. They get very good at what we call gaslighting, and I will teach about that on another video. But they get very good at what they're doing, and it's a double life that they're living. And sometimes, now after discovery, we can look back and see the little innuendos. We can see the little red flags, so to speak. But when we're in it and we're being gaslighted, when we're in the midst of this double life that we know nothing about, we can't see it. So we're blindsided by it, and it is normal for us to say, what in the world just happened? How could I not see this coming? But what I want you to understand is this. It's not your fault for not seeing it coming, and it's not your fault for what he did. And I'm going to say it again, because you need to hear this over and over and over again, because I needed to hear it over and over and over again. It's not your fault that you didn't see it coming. And it's not your fault for what he did. Please understand this. When a betrayer betrays, it's their choice. We all have choices to make in this life. We choose every single day when we get out of bed whether we're going to have a good mood or a bad mood. Yeah, you heard me right. We choose those things. Nobody can make us angry. This is truth now, ladies, and you'll hear me say truth all the time. No one can make you angry, okay? Because no one can make you respond in a certain way to what someone does, to a circumstance. It's your choice on how you respond. Just like it was his choice to respond the way he did and to move in a direction that took him away from you. It was his response. You had nothing to do with that. You didn't force him. You didn't hold a gun to his head. You didn't twist his arm. You may want to feel that way right now. I felt that way a lot, and that's normal. But you didn't make him do this. It was his choice, okay? Not your choice. This was done to you. You had no choice in the matter. This was his choice. So I want to give you the freedom to understand that it is not your responsibility to take on for what he did. Okay? Don't internalize this any longer. I set you free from that today. This was not your doing. It was his choice. All right? And I want you to understand that until I started to really, literally, okay, hear me on this, daily, I would speak to myself and go, I didn't force him into this. I couldn't have been any prettier. I couldn't have been any skinnier. There's nothing I could have done to stop it because he chose this. He chose it. It's just like nobody can force you to do something that you don't want to do, right? That's the truth, ladies. You did not cause this. And I want to set you free with that today. So going forward, how do we get unstuck from that? Well, I will tell you the process that helped me get free from that was I had to realize the truth that we all are responsible for our own choices. I'm responsible for my choices that I make every single solitary day, whether they are good choices or they are not so good choices, right? I'm responsible for how I act in a certain situation, how I respond to situations, what I choose daily. I choose my food choices. I choose where I go. I choose who I speak to. I choose what I allow and what I don't allow into my life. It is my choice. I take responsibility for that. Once I realized that for myself, I had to then turn it around and go, the same applies for him. He makes his own choices. I can't accept his responsibility into my life for those choices. Once I started to verbalize this to myself on a daily basis and really repeat it to myself, because I did, ladies, I had to literally journal it, and I would strongly suggest to get a journal and journal these things down, okay? Because all these feelings that you're having, all of these negative feelings, this anger, this anguish, this disappointment, this depression, everything, I started to write it down so that I could get it out from here and here and put it pen to paper. I started to free myself from these things. And I want to give you the freedom to do the same. This is what's going to help you to process some of this stuff going forward, to get you unstuck from internalization, where you take on his responsibility. And you can't do that because you're not him. You're you. You can only be responsible for your choices, your decisions. So I want to set you free from that today, okay? So moving forward, I want you to start today saying, I did not cause this. This is not my responsibility. This is his. I'm responsible for me. He is responsible for him. And I will also tell you this. If you are in the relationship, whether you're still living in the house together, or whether you're in the relationship and you are physically separated, or if the divorce has already happened, you need to set him free from that and set yourself free from that. You first. It's not your responsibility. And you need to voice that to him. You have your responsibility and I have mine. I didn't force you to do this. You chose to do this. So I'm set free from it. This is an empowerment for you ladies, okay? This is where I want to encourage you in it. I'm now equipping you in it, and I want to empower you to be set free from his responsibility today, all right? So I want to hear from you in the comments below. How does this resonate with you? Okay, I want you to start the conversation below. How does this resonate with you? How has this helped you with this video? Has it helped you to realize, oh my gosh, Lisa, you're right. Like, it's not my responsibility. He chose this. How freeing is that for you? I want to hear from you below. And we're going to continue to move forward in little videos for you along the way to set you free and to help you start the process. And again, ladies, if you're going to need more than just the videos in here, I want you to reach out to me. I've already had some of you start reaching out to me. And we're going to get on. Listen, my first assessment call is free. Yeah, it's free. My first assessment call is free because I want to see if a deeper coaching program for you is good for you, if this is a good fit. Because I don't want you to get into something that's not a good fit. I'm not attached to that whatsoever. So if it is a good fit for you, then we'll explore it deeper. But if you need to set up an assessment call, I'm going to put a post in this group. Go ahead and put, I want a phone call, okay? Or just put phone call. And we can go ahead and make that happen. But ladies, have a great weekend. Let me know below. How does this help you today in knowing that it's no longer your responsibility for the actions that he took? All right? Remember, you are beautiful. And you, beautiful lady, are so worthy. Worthy to be loved. And you will rise again, my friend. God bless.